Good morning. My group and me are going to expose a work about Nazi propaganda. Joseph Goebbels was a very important minister of the Nazi regime. He was the propaganda minister that was a very important institution in this regime. Goebbels wrote 11 rules of propaganda, and he was one of the first people who discovered the political and bellic importance of the propaganda. Why did Nazi party need propaganda? The Nazi regime tried to impose very radical ideas, like Jews are rich are selfish, or Aryan race is the only right, so to convince population was one of the keys of the triumph of these radical ideas. That's the main focus of the Reich Ministry of Public Enlightenment and Propaganda, that was the complete name of the ministry. Now, my classmate Leo is going to explain the target public.
Hi, I'm Leo, and I'm going to talk about who the propaganda was for. Propaganda tries to force a doctrine on people. Propaganda operates in the general public from the point of view of an idea and prepares them for the victory of this idea. Adolf Hitler wrote these words in his book, Mein Kampf. There were several audiences for Nazi propaganda. The Germans were reminded of the struggle against foreign enemies and Jew subversion. During periods preceding the adoption of legislation or executive measures against Jews, propaganda campaigns created a tolerant environment for violence against Jews, particularly in 1935 and 1938. Propaganda also fostered passivity and acceptance of the proposed measures against the Jews, because they appeared representing the Nazi government as intervening and restoring order.
I'm Ivan, and I'm talk about why the Nazis and inconsequently the Nazi propaganda had that were received. When the First World War ended, Germany had to sign a treaty. In this treaty, Germany had to pay all of the expenses of war. Inconsequently, there was a great crisis, and the prices were so high that the money became useless. The Nazi Party took the opportunity and started to say that the Germans were a superior race, who had been humiliated, and the Jewish were happy because the majority of them are bankers. In these moments, Germans were destroyed, and her death combines them. This history and hate represent perfectly the propaganda of the age, and these factors make propaganda super effective. Then Laura is going to explain some examples.
The propaganda ministry resorted to the movies to spread Jews. The Wandering Jew was a documental about the Jew world. They pretended to unmask messages of hostility based on prejudice towards the Jews. They pretended to unmask the supposed evil influence Jew race. This picture described the Jew as a conspirator that plotted world domination. They acting after backstage of the nation in war against Germany. That represented the financial Jew that manipulates the Allies. In the next poster, we can see that it shows German workers illuminated through nationalism, a political movement that followed imposing on his opponents. They describing how German workers wanted to see themselves. Thank you for listening us, and I hope you like it.